Hey y'all, thanks for stopping in. So, there was a huge flood in Dubai a couple days ago. You might have heard of it. They happened to get 18 months worth of rain in a 24-hour period. Now, I thought cloud seeding and chemtrails was a conspiracy theory, but you know how conspiracy theories go nowadays. But let's go over here and let's just take a look at it, okay? First, I got this one here. They're both from Daily Mail. Graphic reveals how cloud seeding works as Dubai faces record floods. A lot of people think that this cloud seeding was a contributing factor to the amount of rain, the giant amount of flooding that happened there in Dubai. So let's check out this other one real quick. It's also from dailymail.com. What is cloud seeding? A step-by-step graphic reveals how the weather modification technique works, as experts question whether it was to blame for the Dubai floods. On Tuesday, the United Arab Emirates was hit with a year and a half of rain in a single day, leaving much of Dubai underwater. Now, experts have questioned whether the city's sudden deluge might have been caused by climate meddling. Since the early 1990s, the UAE has used a technique called cloud seeding to boost its annual rainfall and boost supplies of drinking water. The technique sees specialized salt flares released from planes before flying inside clouds to trigger rainfalls. So as Dubai faces its most severe rain on record, Mail Online takes a step-by-step look at how the controversial technique works. How does cloud seeding work? First off, you have the weather stations. From the ground, they monitor the atmosphere for suitable clouds. Then, when they find a suitable cloud, they launch planes equipped with specialized flares. Once in the air, those planes release salt into those clouds. Fourth, super cold water condenses around the salt grains. What we know about salt is that salt attracts moisture, attracts water. It basically pulls moisture out of the air into the cloud, making the cloud denser. And then fifth, water droplets become heavy enough to fall as rain. It adds 15 to 25% extra rainfall each year. And I just got to wonder, with things like Lake Mead, which has lost water every year since the late 80s, and this started in the 1990s, where is this extra moisture, this extra water that they're pulling into their clouds, where does that actually come from? It seems like Earth naturally has its ways, right? Like anything else in life, when you pull from one thing to add to another, you would affect the whole ecosystem, right? Let's scroll down here a little bit, and you can see plane wing with these flares mounted onto it. And I find this very interesting, considering cloud seeding and chemtrails has been a conspiracy theory up to this point, trying to block the sun from hitting the earth, essentially to cool the atmosphere, because the powers that be fear global warming or climate change. Now there's basically this admission to cloud seeding, and I just have to wonder, there's the equipment on the wing right there. What else are they putting in the skies? You know what I mean? But controlling the weather might sound like futuristic technology, but the principle was actually discovered as far back as the 1940s. Scientists from General Electric found that water cooled to between 14 degrees Fahrenheit and 23 degrees Fahrenheit couldn't form ice crystals under some lab conditions. The water couldn't freeze because there was no nucleus for the ice crystal to form around. However, when the scientists added silver iodine to the water vapor, they found that ice crystals formed instantly. In nature, clouds produce rain or snow when water vapor forms around natural nuclei like bacteria or dust. What the scientists had discovered was an artificial way of adding nuclei to clouds which could trigger the vapor to rapidly condense. Although the technology has come a long way, modern cloud seeding uses the same basic idea that were developed 80 years ago. Dr. Brian Thomas, an expert in hydrology from UCL, told Mail Online that natural rainfall has 4 stages. First, the air is cooled to a dew point as warm air rises into the cold atmosphere. Second, the water vapor condenses around a cloud condensation nuclei. Third, those drops then get larger until they're heavy enough to fall. And finally, the atmosphere imports more water to the area to keep the rain flowing. Dr. Thomas said cloud seeding acts on step 2. Chemicals are dispersed in the upper atmosphere to act as CCNs, thus kick-starting the rain formation process. As long as there is cool moisture vapor in the atmosphere and most moisture keeps being imported, The rain will continue. And that sounds like what happened in Dubai. It caused all those floodings. But not every cloud is right for seeding, so the NCM has established a sophisticated network of weather stations to monitor atmospheric conditions. The UAE's rain enhancement program said the NCM has established a national network of 86 automatic weather stations for weather monitoring, 6 weather radars covering the entire UAE, and 1 upper air station. Once the right kind of cloud is spotted, specialized seeding planes are scrambled to respond. Mark Newman, deputy chief pilot at NCMS, previously told Mail Online, as soon as they see some convective cloud formations, they launch us on a flight to investigate. And here again are the salt flares that they add to the wings of the planes. And again right there in that picture. If the conditions are believed to be correct, the pilots will fire hydroscopic flares, which release a fine powder of salt into the cloud. While silver iodide is used elsewhere, salt works well in warmer climates and achieves the same effect. The water vapor then condenses around particles of salt and becomes larger and heavier. Once they reach a certain size, the water droplets then fall as rain, snow, or hail depending on the weather conditions. It is believed that the AUE flies around 1,000 hours of seeding flights each year to increase rainfall in this way. In some cases, rather than flying planes into clouds, seeding can also be done by firing seeding missiles from the ground. In China, this technique has been used to divert rainfall away from rivers as part of a drought relief effort and reportedly to avoid rain during the 2008 Olympics. Wow. Looks like this is one of them right here. Look at that missile's as tall as that guy almost, is up to his shoulders. Isn't that interesting that China was actually diverting the rain? So it sounds like they can make the rain happen where they want it to, and they can also make it not rain where they don't want it to rain, like China did for the Olympics. Immediately after flooding hit, questions were raised if cloud seeding was responsible. Ahmed Habib, a specialist meteorologist, initially told Bloomberg that at least 7 seeding planes from Al Ain Airport between Sunday and Monday. However, the NCM swiftly denied that any cloud seeding operations had taken place at all in the lead up to the heavy rainfall. You know, I gotta question that statement, because if they're 24/7 basically monitoring, looking for clouds that they could possibly seed, and in this storm they found some that they could seed, well, why wouldn't they have done it? It seems like that's their regular practice and something that they've been doing for decades, right? But Omar Al-Yazidi, Deputy Director General of the NCM, told CNBC that the institution did not conduct any seeding operations during this event. You're curious, right? Mr. Al-Yazidi added, one of the basic principles of cloud seeding is that you have to target clouds in its early stage before it rains. If you have a severe thunderstorm situation, then it is too late to conduct any seeding operations. Unless they were testing something, you know what I mean? You got to wonder, right? You got to take everything with a grain of salt. Despite the UAE's frequent use of cloud seeding, there are still doubts among some experts as to whether it could increase rainfall to this extent. Between Monday morning and the end of Tuesday, Dubai received more than 5.9 inches of rain. An average year sees 6.73 inches of rainfall at Dubai International Airport, meaning the country received a year and a half of rain in 24 hours. The country is one of the driest in the world, receiving between 140 and 200 millimeters of rain per year. However, during this week's intense downfall, the Emirate of Al Ain received more than 250 millimeters in one go. Studies have suggested that cloud seeding generally increases rainfall by around 5 to 15% on average, far less than the extreme deluges seen this week. In addition, cloud seeding generally takes place from the populated areas due to airspace restrictions. It is not clear whether increased rain over Dubai could have been caused by any cloud seeding operations taking place elsewhere. They got a little video here. Let's just play it for a second and see what they have here to offer. Some music playing in the background that I muted. I don't want to catch any copyrights or anything like that, but let's just see. Okay, looks like a plane's taking off. For the first time in aviation history, a fixed-wing unmanned aircraft has successfully tested a cloud seeding payload. Some trucks driving. I thought we were talking about cloud seeding. With the help of Nevada Institute of Autonomous Systems, DRI was able to successfully test two silver iodide flares. And this is in Nevada. This is in the United States. Last year, I mentioned Lake Mead. Last year was the first year that area actually got so much rain that Lake Mead was on the rise for a couple months. Were they cloud seeding in that area? I don't know. Gotta wonder, right? But they've researched another major milestone in the effort to implement an unmanned commercial cloud seeding program in Nevada. The plane looks cool. It's like a remote control plane. So we'll go ahead and take off. The combined effort highlights the diverse applications of unmanned systems and showcase the ability of the technology to support scientific advancements. With all the drones that we have nowadays and, RC planes and things like that, cloud seeding would be pretty easy. And that's scary because, if they start doing this everywhere, they could really cool the Earth down pretty rapidly. And you just don't know the long-term effects. You don't want to mess with the natural homeostasis of Earth in this manner. This is really in my opinion, it seems like it's a dangerous and risky operation. See what happened in Dubai. Where's that extra moisture? Where does that rain come from? Is that taken from the atmosphere that was going to move over a different country, and now that country is not getting the rain that they're supposed to? You gotta wonder, you know what I mean? You're robbing from Peter to pay Paul. Isn't that how it says? Together with Drone America and Avisite, DRI researchers plan to create weather forecasts and conduct tests of cloud seeding operations using manned and unmanned systems. So it's coming to the United States if it's not already here. In my opinion, it's already here, but I'm no scientist. I don't take my word for it. But if you go outside and look up, you see those parallel lines in the sky, and you just got to wonder, how long is that line going to sit there, and what are they up to with those? Is it just a contrail, moisture condensing behind the jets as they fly by? From what I understand, those contrails should dissipate within 30 minutes, so the experts say. And now I wonder if they're coming out and admitting to cloud seeding to cover up what they've been doing, maybe some of the other things that they're adding to the sky. You just never know, right? These people, these warriors that are on that global climate change kick, they really they're willing to do anything, and they're genuinely scared, even though the water lines, the shorelines haven't changed. Plymouth Rock still marks the water level. What are your guys' thoughts now that they're basically admitting to adding things to the sky, proving another conspiracy theory as factual information, essentially as truth? One thing I know for sure is that people are going to be watching the skies, and the next time it floods anywhere, we're going to have a story to talk about. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and check out. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one.